Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Art Whisper 88. Now, the leftover paint here is from the previous video, and I wanted to make use of it. Instead of cleaning the plate, I thought maybe I'd get a little more mileage out of it and make use of it. But first, I will use my trusty fine point Sharpie and do some lines. Now, what the lines do is help me to compose the picture instead of jumping into a blank piece of paper or a blank canvas. The lines kind of help me define the borders, so to speak, whether real or imaginary. They're kind of like training wheels, and I feel less intimidated when there's some kind of support as a background. And when you're doing abstract images, I think it's important to have some kind of structure, or I call it a scaffold, something to build on. So that's my network of lines. I'll be using some iridescent white. Some cadmium yellow. Just to bump up the color, here's some magenta. And some lime green. Now, this is a gift from a viewer who's now a good friend. And I've never used these guys before. There's a specific name for this, but I think it's called a flexible spreader. I'm going to combine to make stripes, like colored stripes. So the effect is very painterly. Okay, I will start with that, and then kind of even everything out with my brayer. I think the result is pretty wild. It's because the colors don't mix together too much. They become very distinct. Okay. One of my viewers called this a magic wand. In many ways it is. And I'm getting to be very fond of it. The lines are very different. It's a very nice mark making tool. I'm going to experiment now. The stem has all these burrs. Let me see what happens when I go like this. It makes all these organic marks. I mean, they may or may not show up, but it's good to try it. Again, I'm using my Stonehenge paper, which I'm becoming very fond of because it has a beautiful plate finish. It's very smooth and it's fairly easy to handle. And my first reason for using it is it's reasonably priced compared to the very expensive European papers. This is an American-made paper. Okay, so I'm going to leave this for about 5 to 6 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes now. Let's see how we did. I think it's about time for another oil treatment because the paper is really sticking to the plate aggressively. Result is pretty wild though. It's a riot of color. Very appropriate for the holidays. And it did pick up most of what's left over. Check this out. Very cool. It's kind of like in the style of Gerhard Richter, the German artist who is very popular because of his monumental paintings and his very special technique. So I will air dry this and then continue on to the next step. Okay, everybody, I'm back. Now I have this brown tissue paper, and I thought I would use it to create some quiet areas. I forget which artist made this comment about art is like a conversation. You have loud parts and you have the quiet parts. And it's important to have both. I think it's the same as in music. You have the notes, and one musician said it's the quiet parts between the notes that are just as important in the creation of music. So I'm going to create some, this is very chaotic, so I'm going to create some of the quiet areas. Okay. Now I'm going to change my brush. I'm going to use a wider brush. Now I like using this tissue paper because it's transparent. And when it's mounted, it blends with the surface that it's being mounted on. I'm being very brave by not using my bib. Well, it's just a few pieces, so I'm going to be careful not to splash the glue too much. I think it's a totally different effect when using this brown tissue. Okay, that's it for the brown. It does create some quieter areas. Then I'm going to put some accent. Oops. Tore it. That's all right. Could be worse. Okay. I'm going to air dry this and then recap. It's always easier for me to determine what's next after everything has dried. So I'm going to give this a few minutes. So I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, this has dried very nicely. The tissue paper has flattened down completely and is integral to the print now. And the same thing with the brown tissue paper. So let me give you a close-up. You can look at the detail of the collage on top of the gel print. And those are the marks created by the aloe vera stick. And the brown tissue paper creates that more subdued section. There you have it. I hope you like this video. This was quite a bit of fun to do. And I do like this device a lot. Color Shaper, I looked it up. It's called Color Shaper. And if you want to purchase one on Amazon, that's what it's called. I just call it a flexible spreader because that's what it is. So anyway, thank you so much for watching and subscribing. And I want to wish everyone a very happy holiday. And stay safe, be well, and I hope to see you next time.